Eleanor Walker, a dignified woman of 75 years, approached the jet bridge at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport with calm anticipation. Her presence was commanding yet gentle, her silver hair neatly styled, and her tailored navy blue suit impeccably fitted. Having dedicated more than 4 decades as a respected civil rights attorney, Eleanor looked forward to the rare luxury of her first-class seat on the flight to Los Angeles. She anticipated nothing more than the tranquility of the skies and perhaps a quiet moment sipping tea at 35,000 feet, a well-earned respite after years of relentless battles for justice. As Eleanor reached the aircraft door, she extended her boarding pass toward flight attendant Laura Mitchell. Laura was in her early 30s, her blonde hair pulled back tightly, her blue eyes scanning Eleanor's appearance from head to toe, lingering momentarily on Eleanor's polished demeanor. "There seems to be a problem," Laura stated curtly, her professional facade thinly veiling an undercurrent of disdain. "Excuse me?" Eleanor asked calmly, slightly bewildered by the abrupt tone. "Your seat in first class is no longer available," Laura replied coldly. "We have an overbooking situation. You'll have to sit in economy." Eleanor felt a familiar sting of injustice, but maintained her composure. "But I confirmed my reservation just this morning," she said gently yet firmly. "My seat is 2A, and it appears empty from here." Laura's lips curled slightly, an expression that wasn't quite a smile. "It's reserved," she retorted flatly, turning sharply and motioning for Eleanor to follow her. Eleanor quietly walked behind Laura, feeling the eyes of other passengers piercing her back. This humiliation was not new, yet each incident carried its own unique ache. Laura led her deep into the economy section, finally stopping at row 28, the middle seat wedged between a restless teenager and a mother struggling with a toddler. "This is your seat," Laura said with finality, her voice leaving no room for argument. Eleanor hesitated briefly, glancing around the cramped cabin, acutely aware of murmurs and judgmental stares. "Surely this isn't necessary," Eleanor persisted quietly, maintaining her dignity. "First class has plenty of seats available." Laura's eyes narrowed slightly, voice lowering ominously. "Take your seat or you will be removed from the flight," she threatened quietly, clearly relishing the power of her authority. Eleanor chose grace over confrontation, knowing her own strength lay in patience and strategy. She sat, clutching her small leather purse tightly. The flight took off smoothly, but Eleanor felt the discomfort keenly as the teenager elbowed her repeatedly, and the toddler's cries pierced her ears. As the flight stabilized, Eleanor discreetly reached for her phone and sent a text message to her son, Benjamin Walker, CEO of the airline. "Flight attendant Laura Mitchell forcibly relocated me from first class to economy. Please handle this matter discreetly." Benjamin, high in his Los Angeles office, received his mother's text and immediately set his team in motion. While he worked swiftly to unravel the facts, back on the plane, Laura returned to Eleanor's seat, pretending concerned but clearly triumphant. She purposefully spilled hot coffee onto Eleanor's lap, feigning a clumsy accident. "Oh, I'm terribly sorry," Laura said, her voice dripping with false apology, eyes glittering maliciously. Eleanor remained calm, cleaning herself without comment, determined not to give Laura the satisfaction of seeing her distressed. Witnessing this injustice, passengers around Eleanor began whispering, some taking discreet videos. A young woman across the aisle recorded the entire incident, her eyes conveying silent solidarity. Eleanor maintained her dignity, her eyes reflecting determination rather than defeat. Upon landing, Eleanor gathered her things and exited quietly. At the gate, Benjamin Walker stood tall, authoritative, waiting patiently. Laura Mitchell's smug demeanor faded rapidly as realization dawned. Benjamin approached his mother first, offering quiet reassurance, before turning sternly to Laura. "Laura Mitchell," Benjamin stated evenly, his voice resonant, commanding attention. "You are hereby suspended pending investigation for discriminatory conduct and harassment." Laura attempted to defend herself, but the passengers who had witnessed her behavior stepped forward, showing Benjamin their video evidence. Laura's protestations dwindled, her face growing pale as Benjamin calmly outlined the repercussions she faced. In the subsequent weeks, the airline conducted a thorough investigation, uncovering previous complaints against Laura for similar discriminatory behavior. Benjamin took decisive action, terminating Laura's employment and implementing comprehensive anti-discrimination training across the company. Eleanor Walker's incident became emblematic of broader systemic issues, prompting a nationwide dialogue on racial profiling and discrimination in air travel. Eleanor herself was interviewed widely, her calm recounting of events highlighting the ongoing struggle against subtle yet pervasive prejudice. Eventually, Eleanor returned to Los Angeles for a special ceremony hosted by Benjamin's Airline. There, Benjamin announced significant reforms, pledging the airline would lead the industry in equality and justice initiatives. "My mother, Eleanor Walker," Benjamin declared proudly, "has spent her life fighting for justice. Her experience aboard our flight was unacceptable, but today we transformed that painful episode into a beacon of progress. No passenger, regardless of race, gender, or background, will experience discrimination aboard our flights again." The audience erupted in applause, many passengers from that fateful flight among them, proudly supporting Eleanor's strength and Benjamin's decisive leadership. Laura Mitchell, meanwhile, struggled to find employment, her career marred by justified scandal. Her reputation, irrevocably damaged by her own actions, served as a harsh reminder of the consequences awaiting those who wield prejudice against the innocent. Eleanor Walker continued advocating for justice, her experience aboard that flight fueling her resolve to educate others on dignity, respect, and human rights. She remained an inspiration to those around her, a testament to grace under pressure and an unwavering advocate for fairness. Under Benjamin's vigilant guidance, the airline transformed its policies and procedures, becoming a model for industry-wide reforms. Eleanor's difficult journey had illuminated a brighter path for countless future passengers, ensuring that the skies would be fairer, safer, and welcoming for everyone. Thus, from an incident meant to humiliate, emerged a legacy of strength and justice, forever changing the narrative from victimhood to profound victory.